Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Woo! If you're new here, welcome, and if you're returning, so good to have you back. So my name is Merci, I'm an entrepreneur and I'm a project manager, and today I'm back again with another exciting episode. I've been doing something on this channel that I find very interesting, and I'm going to be doing another version of that today. Guess what it is? I'm going to be reviewing a book. This book is titled Work in Progress. It was written and authored by Solomon Ayodele, who is the lead executioner and the founder of Boycott Africa. However, with this book, he wanted to pass a message across that as human beings, we are evolving, we become better by the day if we give ourselves to the process that we find ourselves in and make the best of every opportunity we have. So the introductory part of this book, which is written on the cover, says perfection is a scam. I know that you want to get it perfect, but please, done is better than perfect. And as this year is unfolding, please just dish the well of perfection and get your thoughts out there. That blog that you have been editing, please post it. That book, upload it online, and please just at least allow yourself, let the people that you are writing for be able to review and tell you where you should improve upon, as against waiting for it to be perfect before you share what you have with the world. So like I said, I'm back with a book review, and we're going to be reviewing this book titled Work in Progress. So to start with, Solomon Ayodele actually wrote this book after he lost his brother, and it was a book that cheered him up because he learned about everything his brother had in plans to do. Unfortunately, he was not able to do that because he passed away, and our heart goes out to him, and I pray that his family also enjoys peace, which is one of the reasons he actually kept saying all through the book that if there's anything that comes to your mind, one of the things that we are guaranteed is today. So do what you can today and stop procrastinating until tomorrow. And like I said, this book is all about the journey of progress, and this book is actually a memoir, and it was written by Solomon about his own life. So he wrote this book to tell his own story the way he wants it to be told, and I find that very interesting because sometimes there are things about us that people don't know, and the only way we can help people to know that is by telling our stories by ourselves. So in case there's something you are doing and you feel that you don't have visibility, nobody is recognizing you for what you do, like, put yourself out there, talk about it, start your podcast, write to people to get media coverage, just get the word about the narrative you want to tell out there. I hope that makes sense. And for the first chapter in this book, this book is actually very funny. And if you have ever heard me do any funny thing, just know that this book read this book in a funny tone, because after I read this book, I said to myself that this is me, like in my funny self, and this book actually got me laughing a lot because there was just a lot of banters in the book that made it very funny. One of the things I also like about the book is that the book provides you an opportunity to write just within the book. So whatever things comes to your mind as you read the book, you can actually write it within the book. And the book can be found on www.solomonayodele.com, and you can also reach out to him on Facebook at Solomon Ayodele and on LinkedIn at solomonayodele.com. So the very first title of the first chapter is My Name Is Not Jedi. If you know Solomon Ayodele and you're following him on Instagram, you will see that his name on Instagram is actually Jedi Solomon. if you are from the Yoruba speaking tribe in Nigeria, Jedi is actually pronounced Jedi, which means that in case you have running stomach, there is an herbal mixture, is a local herbal mixture that when you take, it actually stops you from having Jedi, which is where that name was coined from him. And in this part of this book, he said, the knowledge of purpose is the only antidote to destiny mismanagement. This means that when you know that your life is about something, you will not waste your time doing some things. You will not waste your time in some relationships that are not working, or you will not waste your time doing things that don't work. So it's important for you to have a sense of purpose, and if you know that there is something different about your life, it is very, very essential for you to live your life differently. And in this book, he actually talked to us about how he got into the university, and how at that time his parents also had his other siblings in school, so they had to manage what they had in school. And when you look at life in general, you would see that sometimes there is abundance, and sometimes there is a season that is scarce. So when you're in the season of abundance, it's important that you do not consume all you have, so that in the season of scarcity you will have something to fall back on. In finance, it's called surplus, and transferring what you have in surplus into your emergency or your savings fund. So when you're in the season of surplus, it could be your finances, it could be the opportunities you have. Use it properly and maximize and cultivate those opportunities or the relationship you have to leverage the seasons of your life that you don't have such. So the second part of this book is tells a story about how when he got into school, that name Jedi was stuck to him, because when he was asked what his name was, even though his name is Solomon and his parents did not name him Jedi, he said the first thing that came out of his mouth was, my name is Jedi. And you know, as funny as the name sounds, everybody just tend to remember the name, and that was how he got christened in another name apart from his primary name. But as he grew, he saw that there is Jedi, which is the short form of Jedida in the Bible, and the person in the Bible that answered that name is actually Solomon. So he refers to himself as wise man Solomon, and you can check him out on social media because he actually does things that are wise. So we are proud of you, Solomon Ayodele. As I proceed in this review, another thing I wanted to point out is the art of taking responsibility. Here he reads that taking responsibility for the direction of your life is owning up to everything that happens in your life. It's about refusing to be a victim of your circumstances. It's about accepting the fallibility in your character and the efforts you are putting into becoming a better person. It's about acknowledging the fact that opportunities won't come falling into your lap. It's about making extra effort and putting in the extra work. So it's important for us to take responsibility for our lives and destiny. And if there is any opportunity you desire, as much as it's good to expect that such opportunities will come, it's also important that you work towards them. Whatever that means for you, there is this saying that when you begin to desire, then the universe makes you attract what you desire. But it's also important that when you attract that thing, you have the quality and the values that would help you sustain it. So here he says the act of taking responsibility means that you own up to the direction of your life. It's okay if you make mistakes. It's just important that you do not stay stuck in the place of that mistake. Now, another part of the book, which is in the second chapter, talks about Growth comes in the process called progress, and not from the unrealistic chase towards perfection. Like, the only way you can grow as a person is when you keep making progress. Take for example a baby that was born. He or she does not start to walk immediately, but for him or she to walk, he or she has to stand up, like hold on to things and develop his or our leg muscles, and that is how it is. So if you expect to write a 1,000-page book, you must start by writing a page of a blog post, and just in bits, and it can come together to become a mighty ocean. So growth only comes as you make progress, not when you wait for everything to be perfect before you take action. And here you can see this book has pictures of himself, what he did. Like I said, is a memoir, so it's something that is about his life, and it just puts them into relatable experiences, such that you are encouraged. In the chapter 3 of this book, it talks about don't waste your money. As a part of life, we know that morning seasons are usually the seasons where you are young, you are vibrant in your day. It's morning, everywhere is cool, you can think. It's important that you don't waste that part of either your day or your life. And if you're in a place that you feel that your morning season is over, just know that as long as you're alive and you're listening to this, there is hope. So what do you have now? Like we said earlier, progress over perfection. Done is better than perfect. Is that all right? So please be sure that you do not waste the morning seasons of your life. And if you feel that you have wasted that, now is the time to do something differently. Here in another chapter of the book, it talks about personal leadership. It says, personal leadership is not a singular experience, it is rather the ongoing process of keeping your vision and values before you and aligning your life to be congruent with those most important things. That you have to align your life to the things that are important to you. You don't have to look at what somebody else is doing. Like, your values are your values and you must own them. He also talks here about when he was in final year, how he won the election as the president of his school's charter press club, and from that he began to learn how to plan events, how to get collaborations, how to get media features and all of that. And today he's doing a good work with Boy Scouters, getting them visibility, and every of the things he learned in secondary school is useful to him now. Even though at that time he got that opportunity, it did not look like something he was going to use. And in this part of the book, you can see himself and his team members way back. So you can actually get this book to read. It's actually very, very interesting. The other part of this book that really struck me is quitting is bravery. Here it talks about the fact that there are sometimes we get to a point in our lives where we know that what we are doing is no longer working. There is absolutely nothing wrong with you quitting anything that is not working. There is no rule that says that you must work at something that does not work. You understand? So it's okay to pivot, it's okay to quit and start something completely new. It's absolutely okay. And he said it this way, that quitting is bravery. Here he challenges us that you should write the list of people that inspires you, and I have mine written here. And if you get your copy of the book, you can also write yours, and that way you can, from the pictures of the people that inspire you, you can draw inspiration. Even after you have quitted, you can move forward. Here it says, if you don't know where you are headed, ask. If you don't know where you are headed, ask where you are. This was very instructional for me, because in case you don't know where you're going, ask, okay, how can I get to this place? But even if you don't know where you eventually want to go, then you can ask, where am I? Like, so you can take a stock of your life. If I want to become the Minister of Finance, for example, and I don't know how to get there, then I can ask myself where I am now, what qualifications do I have, what are the things somebody that wants to attain that role should do. Based on that analysis, I can start to tailor my life in that direction. I can decide to go back to school, get a degree in economics, pursue an MBA or a master's in finance, then find myself in an organization that does practical budgeting, planning, and so on and so forth. So in this part of the book, I marked this place out. It says that there are people you follow on Instagram, but who are never associated with your destiny gram. The best they can offer you is all you see. The confusion in your life may just be as a result of the voices you have been listening to and the life you have unconsciously patterned years after. Isn't it high time you took serious responsibility for your life? This is just saying that I know that the world we are currently in is a visual world where everybody like wants to post, everybody wants to show what is currently in their life. But it's important that you don't just follow people because of what they have now. You should be able to follow people because they inspire you. And if you are in a confused situation in your life, then it's time to check the voices around you. If they are not helping you, it's very, very essential for you to let go. And here we can see him share the story of the successful outreaches they've had in boys quarters across different countries in Africa, and how they have been able to help over 6,000 boys, get them educated about sex, about why boys will not be boys, but why boys will be who they are raised to be. So it is important for us to pay attention to the boy child, inspire them, and help them to provide leadership for the type of girls we are raising. One of the things Solomon actually said in this book is that even though his life may not be perfect, his life is actually evolving, and he wants to see that everybody that comes in contact with him, especially the boys that get in contact with him, are inspired to live a life that is worth it. And here he prays this prayer that he said somebody important in his life told him to pray. He says, God grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change and the courage to change the things I can. I hope from this review you are inspired to know that done is better than perfect, and progress is best than perfection. Like, choose to make progress than having it perfect. And you can get a copy of this book by visiting www.solomonayodele.com. I hope you find this very insightful. Like I said, this book is actually very funny. I couldn't bring out the banters in the book, but if you read this book, you're going to laugh, learn, and you're going to want to give it to at least somebody else in your circle. If you have any other book you want me to review, please feel free to drop them in the comments. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share this video, and I'll look forward to seeing you in the next video. Bye for now. Thank you, Solomon, for writing this book. Thank you, everybody. Bye.